What is going on? MJ Lennon here from Elite FPM Belfast. Hope you're well, first and foremost. I hope that the current lockdown restrictions aren't getting to you too much, and that you are staying safe and keeping healthy at this time. Anyway, pre-apologies here. My dog Lenny's laying next to me, as usual. Smell a little sticking plaster. And he's barking, snoring, and just generally doing puppy dog things. So if I do have to get up during the live and move him at some point, stick with me. It'll all be worth it, I promise. So anyway, as you can see by the title of the live video, things I hate about fitness. The reason I'm doing this video is because I was actually on a podcast today with one of my past students, Peter Hughes. Peter is an amazing person. He's doing amazing things in the fitness industry right now. He's got a great podcast going on, helping a lot of people. You know, he's just taken massive action since he left us last year. I had a really good feeling about Peter. I knew he was going to do great things. For the simple fact that he was always very engaged. He was always willing to learn. And yeah, I just knew he was going to take action, and he's proved me right. So anyway, he asked me during the podcast, what do I hate about the fitness industry? And I sort of said, like, hate's a strong word. I don't really hate anything about the industry. I love fitness. I love everything about it. I love what we do as an industry as a whole. Even the things that people find bad about the industry, a lot of the time I'm just impartial to it. Like, it doesn't really get to me that much. Some of the stuff that people get frustrated about, I'm kind of impartial to it. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. So I don't really hate anything about the industry. I would say more of a frustration would be when people when people jump to conclusions and they think that what they see is all there is. Okay, so what I mean by that is, from the outside looking in, and people who maybe think that being a personal trainer is an easy job, or people who think that running a gym is an easy job, or running a fitness business, or online, or whatever, or people who maybe think, I could do that, I'm going to get into the fitness industry. When they hold a belief that what they see is all there is to it, that really gets on my tits, right? That's probably one of the things that annoy me most. Let me give you an example. I would, obviously I take a lot of calls from people who are thinking about getting into the fitness industry. I speak to a lot of personal trainers. I coach personal trainers. Like, I'm pretty much involved in every aspect of fitness. And I'll get people who come to me and, we'll have a conversation, and they'll say stuff like, I feel like I already know enough in order for me to be good, to be a good coach, or whatever it is. And sometimes people say, all I need is a qualification, and that's me. And I, like, it just doesn't really sit well with me, because I feel like that's a form of entitlement. And I kind of question, like, you think that a certification, and I'll ask people this question openly, I'll ask them, listen, do you really believe that having a certification is enough to help you become successful in the fitness industry? Do you really believe that that's enough? Let me give you a past example here. I actually had a guy who was messaging me about the elite coaching certification. He wanted to do it, and he was messaging me for ages, by the way. And we had different conversations and so on and so forth. And he sent me a message before, and I think it was the price point was his objection. It was fair enough. We're not for everyone. We're probably the most expensive course on the market. But the way I see it is you get what you pay for. But anyway, this guy, he messaged me and he was like, "Oh, I don't know about that, the price and whatever else." And I was just like, "Dude, look, you can't be the cheapest and the best at the same time. It's as simple as that." So you have two options. One, you can come to us and get a proper education, or you can go elsewhere and go cheaper, and you're going to have to buy twice either way. You're going to have to invest later on. But it's when people believe that they won't have to invest later and that a certification is going to be enough to get them by. And this dude actually, so I think he booked on to, the guy was from a continent or something. I don't know exactly where he was from. There's Lenny. But he sent me a photo of some certification. He said, "Look, I found this here. It was like 200 quid or 200 euros or something." And he asked me, did I think that that would allow him to coach people? Okay. And I'm like, simple question. Do you think that the education that you receive there is going to facilitate and help you become successful in the fitness industry? Right? Because this is why it really frustrates me, and I find it really disrespectful, is because you need to trust me on this. The people at the very top of the fitness industry didn't do that, right? They did not go and say, "Oh, do you know what? I think if I just invest 200 quid on a course and I get this type of education or this piece of paper, that will then help me become successful in the fitness industry," right? The guys at the top of the tree did not fucking say that. What they say is, how can I acquire as much knowledge as possible so that I can deliver as much value as possible, right? Because here's the thing about running a business. If you don't give value, you don't get value, all right? And trust me on this. If you're only looking for a piece of paper, that's not going to give you the type of education that you need in order to deliver quality on the gym floor, in order to deliver credible information, in order to be able to market yourself effectively, in order to learn sales, in order to learn, self-sustaining systems that help the business flow freely. Like a piece of paper is not going to give you all of that. So what you need to think of, instead of thinking of it as a qualification, I just need a qualification, you don't. Because if you think, and it's called a heuristic bias, right? That's what it's called. If you think what you see is all there is, then you're in for a big shock. And you'll quickly find out whenever you get into the fitness industry that that is not the case, and it requires so much more. And back to the point, I would say that is probably one of my biggest frustrations, because I always give this example. It's like, I've been working in the fitness industry now for 12 years. I started doing it part-time. I actually started doing it as a hobby. I started coaching a friend 12 years ago or so. Yeah. And what age am I? 30. Yeah, 12 years ago. And I just thought that I was good at it, and I got him great results. And then I decided, okay, well, I'm going to start doing this here. So that was 12 years ago. And now, since then, obviously I've continued to educate myself throughout the years. And to this day, like, I never feel like I know enough ever. And I don't think I ever will. I think I'll always be curious, and I'll always be looking for ways to grow and develop and get better. I'll always invest in my education. I'll always hire coaches. I'll always invest in courses, because there's just too much involved. And by the way, 9 times out of 10, I always get a return of my investment, because, if you apply the stuff that you're given, you'll get a return. It's just like what I tell all of our students at Elite. Like, if you apply exactly what I tell you to do, you'll get a return of your investment on the course. There's no doubt about that. So I'll always continue to do that. Like, it would be silly of me not to continue to invest in my education, because it has served me so much up until now. And I find it really disrespectful when people assume that a simple certification is going to be enough, because I'm like, well, dude, I've been doing this here for 12 years and I don't know enough. So I don't give a fuck if you've been training your mate for 12 weeks or whatever it is. You don't know enough, and I don't care what type of results you got them, because as I said in a previous video a while back, what's more important than short-term results is long-term sustainability, and it takes more than just coaching on the gym floor to get someone long-term sustainable results. It takes so much more than that. It takes you have to connect with the individual, you have to have empathy, you have to have authority, you have to be persistent. Like, there's so much more to it. In truth, anyone can get someone results in 12 weeks. It is a simple process. It is not fucking rocket science. Trust me on that. Like, you put someone in the right caloric deficit, you get them eating better quality food, you get them training more often, you get them drinking more water, increasing their NEAT each day, and they're going to get results. It doesn't take a fucking rocket surgeon to do that. What a real coach does, though, is that they get someone to stay and maintain and sustain those results. Okay, that's what a real coach does, and that's where the beauty and the art lies in coaching. Okay, it's not short-term results. So anyway, that was just a couple of things that were on my mind, and one of the things that's definitely one of the things that frustrates me most about the industry. I don't hate any part of the industry. I absolutely love it. I love working in it. I can't see me ever working in any other industry. Yeah, I just love fitness. But once again, the thing that frustrates me most is when people assume and jump to conclusions that a basic education is enough, and it's just not, my friend. Sorry. So anyway, here comes the pitch. July full time is filling up pretty fast. August part time is the same. September, I still have availability on, but it will sell out super quick. And the reason is because we are delivering a shit hot education on every aspect of fitness. People aren't just walking away with a certificate, they're walking away with proper, real world shit that they can apply on the gym floor. That is why all of our courses have sold out this year. And that is why they will sell out next year, is because, we're in the trenches, still working in the industry, still taking on credible information, and still delivering it to people so that they can be as successful as possible in their career and have a big impact, influence a lot of people and make a great income. So that's what we do. Anyway, I'm out of here. See you soon.